I might have not made myself clear on my stance on immigration, we're going to go back into it all over again. We're going to go back to the streets of LA. We're going to hear from the White House. We're going to hear from all the American citizens. But the one thing that I have always hated in this country about illegal immigration is that they prioritize them over us. All the time, I have seen so many different government incentive programs for the common American citizen, and by the time we go down there to get the things, especially the black community, my community, you know what I'm saying, illegal immigration, it really hurts us because it takes away from the programs that actually give people money to help people get on their feet, to help people get homes, to help people clear up their credit, to help to put people in apartments, to help people go to school, to help people go get clothes and whatnot. So you can say it's all these different government incentive programs that your state of your county might offer the regular American person, but by the time we get to it, we already excluded and kicked out of the box to even receive any of those programs. Now, me personally, I'm a California native. I'm a Central Valley native, and I lived amongst immigrants. So I can tell you how they are. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you because I live with all different types of them for the majority of my life. The only thing that I don't understand is how is it that it'll start off to where it's only a couple of them, and then you look up and then it's more of them. Then you look up and then they done took over the whole damn area. You know what I'm saying? And the area used to be ours. I come from the west side of Fresno, and I would say 80 to 90% of all the black people that live in Fresno County come from the west side. So I've watched my whole neighborhood get regentrified, and it's not even my people over there anymore, even though for decade after decade, that was the one place that we had an entitlement because it's the only place that they'll let us live in the Central Valley. In the city where I lived in, that's the west side was the only place. So you could say it was a form of redlining for black people in the 80s. I'm not even talking 1960s, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the 80s and the 70s. It was a form of redlining because all the white people, they made your people only be able to live on one side of town. That is called redlining. That was in Fresno in the 80s, in California in the 80s being practiced. So when the foreigners came in, and it's like a window. It's like a window to where you would never be able to compete with the foreigners because they always have new people coming in the country by groves, by the hundreds of thousands, by the millions. So it'll never be a stable ground to be able to be with these people like this. They already your opponents because you're fighting over resources. So you would never be equal with your opponent because they always have fresh batches of people pouring into the country. You know what I'm saying? I remember when they numbers was lower, everything was good. We didn't have no beefs. There wasn't no gang stuff like that. But as soon as they numbers became more greater than ours, then that's when the bloodshed started being pumped in the street throughout the people. That's when the people started getting robbed and jacked, and black people was being forcibly removed out of their areas because of anti-black sentiment and racism towards your people in California. So as I look at any illegal immigration, I'm not going to stand for it because it's going to automatically take the money out of the pot of American people. I don't care what color they is, you know what I'm saying? I don't care where they live at, you know what I'm saying? But it mostly affects black people, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to tie us in to say, oh, we part of this minority or we are our own minority all by ourselves, because we're the smallest group of people in this country like that. So as I lived in the Central Valley, I would always watch the government set up all these different programs that they'll advertise it on the TV, they'll advertise it in the newspapers, all on the internet. And by the time the black folk, we all get down there, we want that land. We want them new homes that they was sitting up over there building. We want that $50,000-$60,000 that the government is passing out. We never get a chance to get any of those incentive programs. And once more again, it's because of the illegal immigration. So when you ask a person like me, and you know what I'm saying, you want my stance, I see immigration as affecting black people. You know what I'm saying? I see it really affecting black people, taking the little bit that black folk that we do have, the possessions that we do own, the areas that we are in, is all affected by illegal immigration. All of it is affected by illegal. And then I start thinking about it. Then I start thinking about the job searches and the unemployments and the unemployment rate. Once more again, illegal immigration. I start thinking about the housing and the rental homes and the prices of those homes going up, all over immigration. You know what I'm saying? All over immigration. And then I look at it also on the standpoint that how you gonna go to another person's country and they don't even know who you are? We used to, in my city, we used to see the immigrants get drunk in their cars, and they hit everybody damn car, or they hit your car, then they sit up there and say, me no got no license, me no speak no English. You know what I'm saying? Me no got no license, me no speak no English. But check this out. Somebody still got to pay for this damn car. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to pay for this damn car. And I knew it was going to be a matter of time. As I sit up and I look at the policies that Biden had put in office and how they protected. You got to imagine, our government been protecting the immigrants for a long time now. That's why it's bloody murder up in the street. They've been protecting them. So this time when I see actual government, like the sheriff department in California actually helping ICE, I ain't never seen nothing like that. In fact, if you flip back the switch about 5 to 6 years ago, you will see all the police departments, the governments, the governors and the mayors of the city coming out talk about we gonna protect our illegal immigrants. Was that not the case for the last 7 years? What, didn't you watch all these different states be? See, I'm from a sanctuary state, you know what I'm saying? So I already know how it is. But you've seen all these other states become sanctuary rest havens for immigrants. You've seen that, you know what I'm saying? You've seen that California has always been a rest haven for immigrants, pouring in by the millions, you know what I'm saying? By the millions. If you look at California, it has the largest population in all of the union. Why is that? Illegal immigration, you know what I'm saying? Illegal immigration, you know what I'm saying? It can't be no other way. So this is my standpoint on illegal immigration. I am not for it because it hurts the American citizen of every creed, of every color, but it especially affects black folk.
Just to clarify, you don't want to go back to Mexico. You're protesting to stay away from Mexico. But you're waving the Mexican flag, and you're waving it with pride. You're waving it in the United States, the country you're trying to stay in, the country you don't want to leave. But yet you're waving the Mexican flag with pride. Okay. That seems normal to you? That seems logical? That's not stupid at all? None of that's stupid. All right. You guys are an embarrassment to the Mexican culture and to the United States culture. You guys are an embarrassment to everybody around you, and you should be ashamed of yourself. Do better.
I heard one of the speakers that I'm going to bring up today, I heard what he said. He said they sitting up there throwing up all them the Mexicans flags and everything, and they not even from Mexico. You know what I'm saying? The one Mexican dude, he was right across the border. He was like, I don't know why y'all sitting up here throwing up them flags like that. Y'all American. You not even Mexican. We don't even look at you like you are Mexican because you wasn't born over there. You was born in America, so act like it. Now, as I look at the immigration in this country, all the different policies, and it's a shame because I thought Anglo-Saxon Americans were smart. I would have had thought that they would have used all the illegal immigrants that come to this country. They should have carved out a deal to where they would have sit up there and paid off reparations. I thought white people were smart. I guess not. You know what I'm saying? I guess not. But then as you look at it at the same time, they take the money that they make, they send it back. So that hurts our economy as a people. I don't know if y'all know this, but it's only $8.8 billion in any circulation in the United States of America. Then you have a whole group of people that make money that don't pay no taxes on the money, and then they send their revenue back to Mexico. You know what I'm saying? That messes up our economy. You know what I'm saying? Once more again, it is only $8.8 billion in circulation at any given time. That's why when you go to the bank, you got to sign money to get your money out. You know what I'm saying? There ain't a lot of money in our circulation like that. And then the illegal people, they gonna sit up there and send that money back home. So how would you not think that would affect our economy? How would you not think that would affect all of our systems as far as our taxes and all of that stuff? All of that stuff is affected by the money that we are all using that is in circulation. Example, when black people make money, it goes back into that $8.8 million that's in circulation in the country. All the other foreigner groups, I don't care if they come from Hades, I don't care if they come from the Dominican Republic, I don't care if they come from Jamaica, I don't care if they come from Asia, any immigrant, you know what I'm saying? They do not spend their money in the country like that, and that messes up our economy. It really does. You know what I'm saying? It really does. And then I don't understand. If you didn't want Trump to be the president, why did you vote for him? You know what I'm saying? Why did you vote for him? Why did you vote for that man knowing exactly what he was going to do?
But here's what's happening. The Mexican government is fueling the rhetoric of the rioters in California now, claiming that actually California, New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, that it all belongs to Mexico. You should know that actually it was Spanish territory. The Mexicans held it for just a couple of decades. We actually have had it for way longer than them. And if you want to follow it all the way back, it actually belonged to some Native American tribes. And nobody wants to say that. They just want to hand the territory back to the Mexicans. The Mexican government is actively now, through political entities in California, claiming that these people actually are Mexicans. The Mexicans belong there, they live there, they should claim the territory for Mexico. This is funded by the Mexican government, heightening the tensions and the rhetoric in Los Angeles. But here's what's happening. The Mexican government is fueling the rhetoric of the rioters in California, Arizona, Utah, that it all...
Let me go ahead and stop, old boy. Now, check this. Now, how does immigration affect a regular American citizen? Now, everything changes now. Every single thing that you would think about any protest in the street, it all changes because of what happened in LA. Now, we all know when we look at other foreign countries and when they riot and they protest, some of the malevolence that the government uses against the people, like look at Asia, and anytime they protest, when the police come out, they're ruthless. You know what I'm saying? They're ruthless on the people to get them to disperse. A lot of Asian people are murdered in those riots by the police. That's what they open the window for. That's how we will be affected by this the next time we go to protest, or if we have some issues, you know what I'm saying? The force that they will use against us over what happens. This is why I say that everybody will suffer over this. About everybody, anybody and everybody will suffer over this. And I hate the fact when there is a righteous protest, the criminal elements always comes out of the woodwork. They always come out the woodwork, and they want to sit up there and exploit the situation. They really do. They come out the woodworks. They start breaking into stuff, and I would say that goes on all sides if you look at it.
message from a Mexican to all Chicanos protesting in the USA.
And I live in Tijuana, California. To all these protesters, all these Chicanos, all these wannabe Mexicans that you are blocking the freeway in the United States of America. I would like to know, when are you coming? When are you going to come over here to Mexico to yell, there's no human illegal or stolen land? Because that actually, you should be yelling in Mexico, right? If you are actually a Mexican. But in your birth certificate, guess what it says? It says that you were born in the United States of America. It doesn't say that you were born in Mexico. So you're not actually a Mexican national. You are an American with Mexican heritage that actually thinks that he's Mexican, protesting in the United States of America, causing a lot of traffic, blocking the streets, blocking freeways. The most disgusting thing about this is that you're using our flag and you're tampering with our flag in a foreign land. You were not even born in Mexico. In our Constitution of Mexico, it says that nobody should have the right to tamper with our flag. It's against Constitution. And you actually were born in the United States with a birth certificate that says that you were born in the United States of America, and you're using our flag, the Mexican flag, and burning another flag in a foreign country, making us look extremely bad as using our flag as an act of division, but not only that, burning another flag as an act of war. It is amazing to me that all of you Chicanos, all of you Raza, and all of you want to be Mexicans. I want to ask you something. You're yelling no human is illegal on stolen land. Will you revoke your citizenship and come and live in Mexico and be a Mexican national? Were you supposed to be? If that is what you want to do. I'm waiting for you right here. There's the wall, and this is where, a lot of the migrants are being deported back to the port of entry of Chaparral and the port of entry of San Isidro, is where thousands are being returned back to Mexico. I'm waiting for you over here to bring your American dollar so you can help the migrants over here. When are you coming? Are you going to actually leave your citizenship of the United States of America and leave your privileges to come over here and start, waving our flag in the Mexican country? The most cynical thing about this is that you actually are not going to do it. Because you love the American privileges, and you were privileged to be born in the United States of America. But the thing about this is that it is going to go by immediately. You're going to forget about this crisis, and then you're going to go on and live your great American life that you were provided because you were born in the United States of America. Stop being cynical, stop being hypocritical, and just admit that you are privileged to live and be born in the United States.
A message from a Mexican to all Chicanos.
So that's why I say it all starts in as a peaceful protest, and then the criminal element comes out and it exploits. You know what I'm saying? It exploits. You see that in any type of just like with what is it, the new protest with the against the king, something with Trump, you know what I'm saying? Even those, anytime there's a protest, the criminal element will exploit it and come out. You know what I'm saying? Right now, they're saying that some of the protesters are actually paid protesters. Would you believe that? But I'm saying that the criminal element comes out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they sit up there and they go to these protests and the riots because they don't have a life. They out in the street just doing stuff. It's like when a protest comes here in America, it gives the American citizen like the free privilege to act a damn fool and tear some stuff up. That's all it is, you know what I'm saying? When you look at it, you know what I'm saying? People be bored in their house. They start watching the news. They start looking at all these events. Then they walk their silly ass downtown or wherever it might be to act a damn fool. Because themselves, they do not have a life. If they had a life, they wouldn't be walking in the street tearing stuff up. They wouldn't be. So they look at it at a time. So you got the criminal element of it, the people that come out to exploit. Then you got the people that don't have a life. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a life. They want to be seen on TV. They want to be seen marching and screaming and yelling off of something that won't never change. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the riots and the protests, you going against the machine of something that would never change. You know what I'm saying? It'll never change like that. It'll always be what it was the first time. So that's one of the two elements I see when any of the foreigners start to protest. Now, last summertime, we just had the Palestine people protesting all at the schools. We had them protesting all at the downtowns. Did you see anything tore up? Did you see any car bombings? Did you see any bloody police on the block? Did you see anything? Did you see any residential homes being destroyed? You did not see none of that, did you? You know what I'm saying? Look at all the 4 to 5 protests that we just had. You know what I'm saying? We just had all these marches and all these protesters, and wasn't none of them violent. So what's the difference? You got the criminal element, and then you also have those people who don't have no lives. You know what I'm saying? All them young people that want to go out in the street and act a damn fool. They use these as a scapegoat. It's almost like a proxy to the actual cause. You know what I'm saying? The people actually had a fair cause, but then the criminal element came out. Then that rowdy group came out, and they assimilated the whole damn group. Now they all out there acting a damn fool because them themselves don't have lives like that.
I'm in no way a historian, or did I even like history
Tell us why.
growing up in school. My least subject that I liked. However, common sense. You can Google and you can find information. And that's exactly what I did. And today, of all days, February 2nd, makes the anniversary of 177 years. I'm going to say that again. 177 years ago, Mexico made a treaty with America. February 2nd, 1848. 177 years ago, the treaty was signed on the terms of Mexico to expand the borders for America. America got 55% of Mexican land at that time. 5 years later, they sold land for $15 million under President Santana. Now, the land is rightly America's land. So this argument that it belongs to Mexico and that's why they can stay is... They don't understand the power of purchase. Take a second and think about when you bought your house. That house might have belonged to someone else. They don't have the right to come knocking on your door, demanding for you to let them spend the night, or live there alone with you because, hey, it belonged to them to begin with. It doesn't make sense. That type of thinking is not very wise. So,
It's called
with that said,
entitlement.
America's America, and America needs to be respected. Whatever it was before, it's history. What it is today is what matters. Respect the country you live in. Something to think about. I'm in no way...
Let me get this straight. You're protesting in America to be here illegally, and you're waving the flag that you're from, but you refuse to go back to the country that you're from. And not only that, you're taking the American flag, throwing it on the ground, and stepping on it. Then why are you here? Let me get this straight. You're division.
We as black people, we got love for everybody. You know what I'm saying? We got love for everybody. We stand in solidarity with anybody in America. It's just the whole point of prioritizing someone else above an American citizen. I'm out here in Chicago, and the brothers and sisters out here in Chicago, they mad as hell at Brandon Johnson because he done spent all this money on illegal immigrants, and he don't care about the regular black people out here like that. They always be telling him, you know what I'm saying? They can get mad at me. They can sit up here and they can get mad at me for telling the truth, but a lot of black folk out here in Chicago do not like Brandon Johnson for the policies that he implements over the salvation of immigrant people. You know what I'm saying? That's why black folk be saying, why do you put them above us, and we are American citizens, and all of our money, you know what I'm saying, that should go back into our own communities and spent back on our own people. It goes to a people that don't really do anything for America like that. Far as in money, you know what I'm saying? Far as in generating money and putting it back into the economy. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference between us and some immigrants, because our money will always be spent here. You know what I'm saying? We don't have other places to spend the money. And our government, we have watched over all these years, either it be, I remember it was a crackdown with Obama. He wasn't really playing. It was a crackdown. But when Biden came up, he just let him run roughshod. And he gave them all these monies, and he put them over the actual American citizen. This is where the whole problem starts from. See, y'all can sit up there and play and act like it didn't happen, but all of those principalities of governments was sitting there protecting the illegal immigrants about like 5 years ago, doing every single thing. I mean, standing in line. You would have the whole police force out there telling ICE or Homeland Security, either ICE or Homeland Security, you better get yourself up out of here. You had all the governors and all of the mayors, all of the people protecting them when either it was Homeland Security was going off or it was that other agency. It wasn't ICE, it was another agency that I can remember that was made during the attack on 9/11, but it was a different United States government entity that was rounding up all the illegals, you know what I'm saying? Illegals, but don't sit up here and act and play like those people wasn't highly protected 5 to 7 years ago. Don't act like you didn't sit up there in the news and seen all them damn caravans coming in from all over the place. Don't act like you ain't seen that. And then when they tell us about the caravans here in America, they tell us, they be all like, yeah, we got another 1,700 people. They'll sit up here and track the caravan from wherever it started off in Venezuela all the way up until it hit the border, and all of a sudden, and now it's 10,000 people. Now you got 10,000 people entering the country at one time, and y'all don't think that's a problem? 10,000, y'all got 10,000 people that's coming into this country, and you don't know who the hell they is. You don't know what they have done and what they are capable of. All you see them as somebody that's breaking the law off the top. They breaking the law off the top because they coming up in here illegally. Now, okay, that's one standpoint. Now, who are they? You don't even know who the hell they is. Okay, that's two standpoints. Third, what have they done? You know what I'm saying? What have they done? You have no idea because you don't know who the hell they are, where the hell, all you know is where they come from and what racial identity that they could be. Other than that, and when that southern border was being crossed, it was all kind of people. It was Russians crossing that southern border. It was Asians crossing that southern borders. It was even what was it? I don't want to say Jamaicans, but where did they come from? Haitis, people from Haiti. There's all kind of people crossing that southern border and like that. You got all these people coming into a country. So what y'all think? That's not going to set us back. We just supposed to feel sorry for everybody and anybody. You know what I'm saying? They countries where they come from, they don't have the operations to do what they have to do for their citizens. Why our government sitting up over here is struggling and ain't got nothing, and we've been in debt for the last 20 years, and our debt is only going up. Last time I looked at it, it was at $30 trillion. How are you able to help someone and you can't even help yourself? We just had a recession back in 2008. Before that, it was something else, but it was the same thing, like what is it called? It's almost like the inflation in this country. It's the same thing. They're just using different names for it. So we didn't have 3 of those back to back to where the American people really felt it in their pocketbook. They really felt it in the money that they paid for their mortgages and their rent. They really felt it in the supermarket. They really felt it when they went to go pay off all their insurances and buy clothes and buy food. They felt it because it affected all of it. It was first you had the inflation, then you had first it was the recession. It was the recession, but it was something before the recession that was just like this hyperinflation that we're going through right now. So I don't understand how are you in trouble and then you trying to help somebody else? Wouldn't you want to worry about your own self? Wouldn't you want to fix your own back gate? Wouldn't you want to fix your own back door before you go over there trying to help somebody hang up theirs? Okay, you have the recession, you have this inflation, and we just coming back from COVID. You know what I'm saying? You had all of those 3 things happen back to back. I remember something happening under George Bush watch. It got so bad that this is the first time we ever seen a stimulus check. You know what I'm saying? That in modern time that I can remember, our economy here in America was so bad that the president gave everybody a check, a stimulus check for $300 just to help them go get on and get by and pay off some bills. And then you had Biden did it. You had Trump did it. You know what I'm saying? Every president afterwards have did it. That let me know something that happened to our economy that really affected the American citizen. And if you have the White House trying to send money to help the people because they struggling. So we had this pandemic that really helped. It really hurted the economy. A lot of businesses went down, you know what I'm saying, over that COVID. That was damn near 3 years. You know what I'm saying? 3 whole years of us going through that just to make it. Then you had now it's on the inflation. Everything's going up. But before that, it was the recession. But it was one more thing before that, if I can remember correctly.
Cars from North Hollywood Division.
Don't nothing of that look peaceful. That's why your brother, I say you got that criminal element that go out that already don't like the police. And they're going to use this as an opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to raise hell in the streets.
Hey, I got a question for you guys protesting, man. You guys burn down police cars, throw rocks at them. What do you think that's going to get us, man? What's going to happen? The only thing that's going to happen is they're going to double down on their task, deport all of us, just because of you guys. So,
now, what's going to happen? We all know how vicious the Chinese police officers is on their riots and they protests and what they be doing to them people. They be beating the hell out them people. Okay, because of this, that's what's going to start happening here in America like that. You won't see no preservation from the police officers and acting a judgment on the people like that. It's going to be swift. And then they got all these current technologies, all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Over here in America, we got all these damn devices of all these different tools that we use. So can you imagine, you know what I'm saying, our police force with the veracity of the Chinese government? Can you imagine that veracity they would use out on the street, detaining the people and doing stuff to the people? And then it goes along and it changes laws now. It really does. This is going to affect how the police treat us, what the police do to us, and in our laws and our law books and our courts, what they're going to do to us far as the law. It changes everything.
You're only making it worse for us, man. Real shit. It's in your full legal right protest right, please. Yeah, I got a question for you guys.
As long as I've been alive and all of the protests that how my people been marching for equality and justice and self-preservation and the condemning of white supremacy here in this country, we've been marching. I ain't never seen nothing like this. You know what I'm saying? We ain't never turned up to the point to where we was doing stuff and you'd be like, hold up. You just had the LA riots. Hold up. You just had the George Floyd. Okay. But even said that, even given that, nobody didn't call no National Guard out on black folk. Black folk is not silly enough to be sitting around and take it past the police to where the government has to get involved, to where the army has to come out. We ain't never, this is why we've been watching this so much for. And all the different people saying, oh, well, they gonna come after y'all. They ain't never stopped coming after us. We the only people that's been in locked and engaged in an active war with our government for as long as we've been alive, as long as our people been alive, as long as we've been a race of people, we've been at war with the government because they ain't signed no peace treaties with us at all. You know what I'm saying? You can say whatever you want to say about the 4th and the 5th Amendment. You can say whatever you want to say about the 14th. You can say whatever you want to say. But I'm saying, looking in as an American citizen that have to live here, coming from my background and what's been going on with my people and what my government did to my people, I'm still an American citizen. So I have every right to speak about these matters, especially when it affects me and my people. What's been going on? Black people ain't silly enough to do nothing like that. We are not. You know what I'm saying? Even when we do certain things, you know what I'm saying, we keep it localized in our own neighborhoods. We really do. So I ain't never seen nothing like this. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen people hit the streets like that and just tear everything up. Yeah, we go out and we say the things that we say, but laws get changed. This is a situation to where they're not going to change the law. So what is the point? You know what I'm saying? What is the whole point of it? You know what I'm saying? Black people, we hit the streets over police brutality. It got so bad here in this country with police openly shooting people. We don't have to bring in Breonna Taylor. We don't have to bring in Sonia Massey. We ain't got to bring in George Floyd. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to bring it. You already know all these names of all these people. It got so bad here in America to where I remember 2016. Every black person was scared to get stopped by the police because you had police out in the streets shooting black people running away. Black folk in this country, we see the immigrant people, no matter what creed or what race they come from, and we feel sorry for them and we adopt them and we shoot them love. Why is it when they get to a certain status or to a certain point, it's like that old tire that you kick down the road. We the tire, you know what I'm saying? We the tire, and what do you do with the old tire you don't need no more? You kick it down the damn road. That's how I feel the immigrants treat us in this country, because as you look, there's nothing but immigrants in the hood making money off of black people. All the businesses, you know what I'm saying, that is owned for the most part. The majority, you know what I'm saying? We could throw out a big number like 60%. 60% of all the businesses that's around us in the hoods are immigrant people, are people that are not of our own creed. And we support the hell out these people. So you can't sit up here and say that black people don't got love for immigrant people. You can't say that. You know what I'm saying? You cannot say that. You know what I'm saying? You cannot say that the black man and the black woman don't support immigrant people when we buy all their merchandises and we keep all their businesses afloat and we keep them thriving off of the black dollar in our own communities, in which we should own the businesses and have a better monopoly on the money that is ours. Remember what your brother Israel said. God said it is nothing wrong with you being rich over your people. You have to enrich the only way us as a people can be rich is for us to make ourselves rich. And as you see, all the other communities, they work within their own people. So we just got to learn how to work within our own people. We got to learn how to teach our people and work with our people and spend our money. And what did Dr. Claude Anderson teach us all? He says that the black man dollar and the black woman dollar should change hands with another black person at least 15 times before it leaves any of our communities to enriching ourselves. So you got our economists, black folks, sitting there telling you the same thing that God said. And it's the same thing that we see through all these other immigrant groups or any group at a large, because they stick together and they enrich in their own self.
Our Mexican and Hispanic families that are rioting in Los Angeles. Thank you. Thank you for confirming every stereotype, every stigma, every rumor about Mexicans. In just 4 days, you were successful in turning the entire American population against us. Thank you for making all of us unsafe now. Thank you for putting an even bigger target on Mexicans and Hispanics across the board. Thank you for advocating for peace with the flag from a country that you won't live in, burning the flag of the country you want to live in. Thank you for the destruction of property that taxpayers pay for. Thank you for doing everything in the illegal criminal book that will get you locked up. No, and I truly mean it. Thank you, because everything is so much better now. Thank you, because I've never felt safe in my life. I've never felt so good.
And in those riots, if you seen the LA riots, you seen all them people going into the stores, stealing all of that stuff, taking it out, burning the place down. Now, afterwards, when the smoke settled and the smoke was clear, the police came out and they arrested all those people that was involved in that. It was a large percent of people that were arrested that were out there tearing up things in the streets. So I see that happening all over again. You know what I'm saying? Oh, because what did they say on the news? They was like, we got the technology now. We're gonna go back through all our cameras. We're gonna arrest these people. So why? You know what I'm saying? Why even do that? You know what I'm saying? They be like, oh, well, you know, Jehosa, they had masks on their face and you won't be able to see who they is or what. No, they said they got technology now. They said that they watching people now. So in the upcoming weeks, you're going to see a lot of people being thrown in jail over their demolishment of their own city.
About being a Mexican or a Hispanic. I have never felt better about speaking in Spanish in public. I have never felt prouder than where my parents came from and what they instilled in us. When people are looking at all of these images of you guys assaulting officers and throwing bricks at cars and looting and burning up the American flag, like that is exactly what we wanted. You are the exact people that do not belong in this country. You may be from Mexico. But if you live in this nation, your sovereignty, your support, your allegiance is to this country. How dare you wave a flag that has done nothing for you?
And he right, because it goes God, it goes my people, and then it goes my country. That's how I'm going to look at it. I might sit up here and say a lot of different things about America, but I want America to change. I have every right to say these things for the betterment of this country, because I want to see it. I want to see a change. You know what I'm saying? I want to see a change in policies. I want to see a change in race relationships. I want to see a change in the poverty. I want to see a change in unemployment. I want to see a change in the education. I want to see changes. So if you stay silent, don't nothing change. We all know that, but if you're willing to stand for something, then eventually over a period of time, things change if people are willing to stand for something. So we're going to talk about these things. We're going to bring them to the forefront. We're going to ask for your options and your opinions and your thoughts of these matters.
How dare you raise a flag of a place you are not willing to live in? How dare you burn the flag of a people that you want to accept you? How dare you assault the officers that their entire employment is to protect you? How dare you put every Mexican...
The way we seen the ICE agents being attacked, the common American citizen felt sorry for him. You know what I'm saying? We seen that when it was first starting, the first couple of days, and we was like, damn, they really tearing the ICE agents up. Damn, they really going after the ICE agents like that. So the common American citizen start feeling sorry for the law enforcement. And it's sad, you know what I'm saying? It's sad when common American people feel sorry for the police. That means they going through something. And as you can see, in every state, we're all saying the same thing. It ain't nothing that's being said that I'm not saying that it has not already been said, that somebody has not already said before. But the common people, that's why Trump, when the common people start talking, Trump start listening. If you notice this about anything about Trump, when the common people, meaning us, people like you, people like me, our families, when we start talking about a matter, things start changing in this country. It happens every time.
What'd you say? Hey, I just think you guys should be here illegally. What? I just think you guys should be here illegally. Legally. You know how you problem. Shoot the fuck out! Fuck you! Get out of the fucking house! She said, what side you on? I said, I think you guys should be legally. That's what side I'm on. Yeah. They both were like, what are you doing on this side? Once I said, they should come meet me, they walked away. That's it.